have never smelled genitals like that.
Hey everybody, my name is Juilliard.
I'm Virgo Fatale.
And I am Lexi Tucker-Dixon.
And together we are
The
Mister
Mister
Sisters. And welcome to
Put It In Your Mouth. The show where we pretend to know what we're doing in the kitchen.
And look fabulous doing it.
Or so we think. Let's get started, shall we? Wow. Who would have known that putting on an apron over this colossal head of hair would be such a ordeal? All right, now let's talk about the theme for today's episode, and that is Aphrodisiacs. Now you might be asking yourself, what the hell is an aphrodisiac? That's a great question. Lexi?
Actually, Julie, I think it comes from the Greek goddess Aphrodite, who is the goddess of love, lust, and other things.
Oh, how academic.
Right? So to actually answer Julie's question, an aphrodisiac is something that you eat to put you in the mood.
Oh, I know a thing or two about that myself. Now, like any good meal, the first thing we want to do is start with a nice, stiff
Drink.
Sure, let's go with that.
Well, ladies, you're in luck. We're gonna have some mimosas to get into our little cooking mood. I've got some OJ, I've got some champagne, and then a little peach liquor.
Don't gotta tell me twice.
Julie's all familiar with the peach liquors, let me tell you. Now, I have never done this with nails before, and I'm actually a little scared.
Oh, Lord.
Adventure.
Oh dear.
Now, while she's struggling with that, let me tell you a little bit about why champagne is considered an aphrodisiac. Many people say that the yeasty smell of champagne mimics the smell of your genitals.
That is not true.
That is 100% true. Oh, this makes me nervous.
I'm afraid for my safety right now.
Oh, God, I'm afraid for the cameras.
Right. I like how you're using me as a meat wall.
Are you kidding me?
Oh,
Ladies.
oh, Julie, oh.
Oh, there we go.
Beautifully done.
Where the cork went, nobody knows.
If
I
you
have an
don't
idea.
have time for any aphrodisiac and you really need to get a man, you just do like she did. You just stick a bottle between your legs and pop its top right off. You won't even need these recipes. They'll go home and get straight from the bar. Okay, so for the perfect mimosa, you need a little bit of champagne, a little bit of peach liqueur, and then, just to get your daily vitamin C in, a dash. Like, almost like... Shot by your glass, but never actually touched it. And just the air that was in between the orange and the glass. Nice.
Good.
Ooh, that's a little too much, sorry. Here you go, Julie.
Oh, Lord.
Virgo, would you like one as well?
Yeah, but I'd like more juice in mine. Hey, Julie, I feel like the reason why this is an aphrodisiac is because it would get you so up.
Yes.
And not because it smells like genitals.
Cheers.
Julie, I am horny already.
Oh, I done beat you to it. Now that we've got our alcohol situation worked out, why don't we move on to a little appetizer-y main course. And that is oysters. Here's the thing about oysters. You want to buy them as close to when you're going to eat them as possible because you don't want to eat a dead oyster. These are actually alive. So, safety first when you're handling an oyster. They got sharp, kind of rocky shells, so you want to ensure yourself some protection. We'll see how this goes with on. Perfect.
That's probably the tightest thing she's been in years.
It's the tightest thing my fist has been in years. Wow, who would have known that putting on a pair of gloves over some gigantically long stiletto nails would be such a obstacle? When you are working with an oyster, there is a flat part, that's the top, and there is a kind of a bowl part, that's the bottom. You want to hold it at the front end with the flat side up, and you're going to take your oyster shucking knife, you're going to get in between the shells, and you're going to want to get down in there and try to pry it up.
This seems awfully complicated. Isn't there an easier way to do this?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, like, what if you just took like one of these?
Oh my God, Virgo, no! All right, one oyster down. Thanks, Virgo.
My pleasure.
Now for the rest, once you've gotten in and you've punctured the back end, you're gonna run your little shucking knife along this upper edge. And you wanna stay as close to the upper edge as possible because there is a little abductor muscle and you wanna separate the oyster from that top abductor muscle, keeping really careful to keep it flat because we've got this nice little oyster juice in there and we want all of that beautiful oyster juice for when we eat it. And then we're gonna continue separating it from that abductor muscle. We don't wanna eat that, it's super duper coarse. And once we've separated it, she's ready to be eaten.
Show me how it's done, Julie.
I think it smells okay.
It smells as good as any oyster could.
It smells delicious. I normally do not do shellfish, so I'm not the one to ask.
All right, let's try it. Do you want to try it?
No!
All right.
You killed it, now you gotta eat it.
Cheers. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, ladies, weren't those oysters delicious? We definitely ate them all.
We did.
Ladies, out of 10, how much would you recommend feeding these to someone to make them horny?
I'd say 0. It's a really great way to get rid of them.
Yeah. Don't know if this one did it for me.
All right. It was worth it. The challenge was worth it. You know, as the saying goes, ladies, if you want a pearl, you gotta get a little sand in your clam.
But they're oysters.
I know what I said.
More. Oh, and we're back. All right, Virgo, why don't you tell us about our final recipe of this episode?
Gladly, Julie. So, we've done our cocktails and we got a little buzzy. We tried the oysters and y'all know how that turned out. And so finally what we wanted to do was something a little bit sweet, kind of a dessert item to finish pushing you over the edge and into the bed. So we thought chocolate strawberries would be the perfect Valentine's Day treat to get you in the mood. So this is super, super easy, and you really only need a few things. Obviously, strawberries are essential. And then I like to use a couple of different types of chocolate. You can use them both for dipping, you can use them for decoration, whatever your heart desires. But I have one bittersweet chocolate and I have one white chocolate that we are going to use. So you need to temper both of these before you do your dipping. If you are fortunate enough to have a double boiler, that is perfect. If you are lowbrow like us, however, you use your microwave.
Well, Virgo, I see that the chocolate's melted. I assume it's from the heat of your undercarriage? Don't worry, we're not in the middle of a pandemic or anything. Please stick your fingers in all of our food. Wow, Virgo, this chocolate is so melty. Was it because of the steam heat from your undercarriage? Well, Julie, no. Well, Virgo, I see that the chocolate's all melty. Did these aphrodisiacs get your undercarriage to let off some steam heat to melt them? Well, yes and no. So, though we are Mimosa and
oysters in. It was not the heat of my undercarriage that melted this chocolate. No. So when you want to temper chocolate, there's a couple different ways to do it. You can use a double boiler, which we did not.
Don't have the budget for that.
No, we don't. And so I simply used the microwave to do it. So if you are going to temper your chocolate in the microwave, the best way to do it is I use bars and you just use a knife to kind of chunk it up, and then you want to microwave it at 30-second intervals and stir it in between until it is nice and silky smooth. Yeah. So
Let's cover these berries.
let's do this. And because it's Valentine's Day, don't get cheap chocolate. Like, do your loved ones a favor. Go for the nice stuff. Spring for the pricey shit. So what you're gonna do, my hands are washed. My hands are washed, so this is fine. Okay. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're going to grab your strawberry by the stump, I guess, or the leaves. I'm not a botanist, but you just grab it by the green bit. And you dunk it in your chocolate and you just kind of twirl it around. It's easier to do if you don't have long nails like this.
She can't tell if it's the stump because she's not a botanist, but she sure can tell you about a chicken's butthole.
It's called a cloaca. It's the butthole, the urethra, and the sex tube.
Ooh, now that is an aphrodisiac. Say it with me, Julie. Cloaca.
Oh, I mean, it is if
You're not going to learn how to cook on this show, but you're going to learn what a chicken's butthole is.
Cloaca.
Oh my gosh, a cloaca, a chicken's cloaca.
Oh.
We have this dipped chocolate strawberry that looks delicious and tastes delicious. I know. Do I have chocolate on my face?
You do, but I wasn't going to say anything. All right. So then just for added decoration.
Where? Oh.
All right. You just take a fork and your white chocolate.
That might be part of your makeup now, girl.
All right. So to add a little decoration and extra chocolatey goodness. That was kind of chunky. Sorry. Just take a fork. Just drizzle over your berry. Obviously, this is incredibly professional.
I want to try the drizzle.
Try the drizzle. Oh. I thought you were going to eat one of those berries.
You do this, you get a majority of the large part of the chocolate off, and then the velocity, you just go back and forth over the strawberry, and then it gives you nice, thin lines.
I like Fergo's better.
Right.
Or you could do it Julie's way and just do a big dollop for a finish.
Oh, you trust the professionals.
I love a big
know.
dollop on my berry at the end of the day.
Either way, our berries are done. Now they just need to pop into the chiller for a few minutes so that the chocolate rehardens, and then they are good to eat. Okay, so we have let our strawberries chill and our chocolate harden. So now it is
Sorry, it's not the only thing that's chilly in here.
or hard.
Oh.
All right, ladies, it is time to eat your berry.
Don't gotta tell me twice.
Right?
Oh, everything is exceedingly difficult with nails.
Challenges.
Wow.
Mm.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Now this was really delicious, and say something you could make for any occasion, at any occasion.
Your teeth are so chocolatey.
It's the perfect dessert to film because it turns your teeth brown. All right, ladies, I think that's all that we have for today. So thank you for watching Put It In Your Mouth.
That's right. If you liked this video, make sure and click subscribe below and like the video. And if you didn't, well, if you didn't like this video, you can take a bottle like this and you can just shove it right up your...
And if there are recipes or food challenges you would like for the Mr. Sisters to try, leave it below in the comments.
And if you really, really like this episode and you want to help support this series, you can follow the link below to our Patreon account and show us a little bit of love in more monetary value.
That's right, and we'll show the love right back.
All right, that's all for today. Cheers.
Little much too champagne. Bye.